Greetings! How often do we pause to reflect on our fortune of residing in conventional homes and apartments? Today will mark a turning point in your appreciation for your current dwelling. This compilation reveals locations so extraordinary that accepting human habitation there challenges credibility. Let's embark on this journey. Makoko, Nigeria, Venice's gritty counterpart. Venice captivates the world as the epitome of romance and charm. However, along Nigeria's Atlantic coastline exists a starkly contrasting aquatic settlement. Enter Makoko. Originally established as a fishing community, this location has transformed into an authentic floating slum. Migration for economic opportunities has swelled the population to 200,000 inhabitants. Unfortunately, inadequate sewage infrastructure combined with countless motorboat operations has contaminated the waters to such an extent that traditional fishing activities have become virtually unfeasible. Educational and healthcare access remains elusive for residents due to the government's refusal to grant official recognition to this settlement. While numerous charitable organizations attempt to address these challenges, the current reality for inhabitants resembles disaster survival rather than normal living. Our hope remains that circumstances will eventually improve. La Rinconada, Peru, existence in thin air. Have you contemplated the experience of perpetual oxygen shortage? La Rinconada's inhabitants in Peru possess intimate knowledge of this reality. This settlement perches at an elevation exceeding 16,400 feet, 5,000 meters, earning recognition as Earth's highest permanent human habitation. Approximately 30,000 residents currently call this place home, despite appalling living standards. What compels human settlement under such circumstances? Two primary motivators: aspiration and gold extraction enterprises. Migrants arrive from throughout the nation with dreams of rapid wealth accumulation. Unfortunately, corporate policies ensure that only exceptional few achieve financial success. Larangar, Tibet, 10,000 monastics in miniature dwellings. Could you fathom approximately 10,000 monks, nuns, and religious students inhabiting diminutive structures virtually layered upon one another? This Tibetan location bears the name Larangar, alternatively known as the Pet Eng Buddhist Institute. Positioned at 13,100 feet, 4,000 meters, elevation within mountainous terrain, this hasn't prevented its emergence as a premier pilgrimage destination. Daily routines include educational attendance, spiritual practice engagement, and evening dispersal to individual residences. Consider the reality: certain individuals must ascend to the settlement's highest points. Yan'an, China, Earth's most constricted urban area. Among genuinely exceptional locations, Yan'an demands acknowledgement. This Chinese city holds the distinction of global narrowness. Understandably so, maximum width measures merely 1,300 feet, 400 meters, with certain sections barely achieving 160 feet, 50 meters. These spatial constraints accommodate approximately 400,000 residents within Yan'an. How does such density function? The solution lies in the city's 37-mile, 60-kilometer linear extension. This unusual configuration provides certain benefits. Reduced vehicular presence maintains cleaner air quality due to the distinctive layout. The coexistence of such massive populations within these spatial limitations defies imagination. Manila Bridge Community, Philippines, beneath infrastructure housing. Bridge crossings rarely prompt consideration of complete residential communities existing underneath the structure. Manila, Philippines presents such an example. The reality that families are compelled to establish homes in these conditions, including child rearing, proves disturbing. Basic facility absence, complete sanitation deficiency, and relentless vehicular noise characterize their daily survival struggles. China's nail houses, highway-encircled residences. This homeowner's situation extends beyond personal comfort neglect to creating inconvenience for others. This represents China's famous nail house phenomenon. Highway construction by government authorities doesn't always achieve property owner agreement regarding relocation and demolition. Consequently, road construction proceeds around existing structures, forcing inhabitants into prolonged indoor confinement. Indeed, highway construction circumvents the dwelling, compelling residents to remain indoors for extended periods while enduring constant traffic noise and exhaust pollution. Fresh air access becomes impossible without window opening restrictions. Halley 6 Antarctica, Iceborne Research Living. Our journey continues northward to Antarctic glacial regions. Introducing Halley 6, the inaugural ice-floating polar research facility. This installation comprises 8 ski-equipped, interconnected modules requiring heavy machinery for repositioning capabilities. This mobility proves essential given the Brunt ice shelf's continuous melting and potential station flooding. Inhabitants face perpetual danger zones during their residence. Additionally, Halley employment definitely excludes those experiencing vitamin D deficiencies. Complete winter months lack solar presence entirely, with polar researchers experiencing 100-day intervals before renewed sun visibility. Fort Erie, Canada, confronting environmental extremes. Wind velocities reaching 59 miles per hour, 95 kilometers per hour, alongside waves cresting at 23 feet, 7 meters. These represent the meteorological challenges occasionally confronting Fort Erie's Canadian residents. Despite resembling post-apocalyptic cinema scenes, people genuinely inhabit this location while combating nature's full force. I believe this warrants our continued observation. Whittier, Alaska, complete urban living within single structure. Previous encounters included nations housing 27 inhabitants, but consider a city accommodating 270 residents within one building. This transcends simple housing, representing complete urban functionality under unified roofing. Complete infrastructure and life necessities exist within Alaska's small Whittier Township. Tunnel access to nearby populated areas closes at 10 p.m., with traffic flow direction alternating every 30 minutes. Guoyang Village, China, clifftop living at 2,600 feet. This settlement suits individuals clearly unafraid of elevation. This bicentennial southwestern Chinese community occupies 2,600-foot, 800-meter cliff positions. Descent requires 2-hour journeys utilizing precarious wooden ladder systems. Consider this reality. Approximately 18,000 people populate this area. Relocation didn't result from desperation. Residents maintain unity despite extreme poverty. Italian Alps Refuge, introversion's ultimate sanctuary. Dedicated introverts, your ideal residence awaits discovery. Located atop Italian alpine peaks, this dwelling at 6,600 feet, 2,000 meters, elevation guarantees silent periods while enjoying solitude and magnificent scenery. The drawback? Access presents significant challenges at minimum, with basic medical assistance or supply acquisition requiring arduous helicopter-only journeys. Tristan da Cunha, Earth's most isolated community. Recall those moments following embarrassing incidents when maximum distance from everyone seems appealing? The perfect location exists. Tristan da Cunha sits 1,200 miles, 1,900 kilometers from the nearest populated region, earning recognition as Earth's most remote settlement. Approximately 270 island inhabitants exist here, with access requiring 2 weeks navigating turbulent Atlantic waters. 6-day journeys remain possible with favorable conditions, but missing ferry service means year-long waits for subsequent transportation. Santa Cruz del Islote, Colombia. Manhattan density quadrupled. Santa Cruz represents a diminutive Colombian coastal island spanning merely 0.97 acres. Despite modest dimensions, approximately 1,200 residents create population density 4 times exceeding Manhattan's levels. Proper sewage systems remain absent, military forces provide fresh water delivery, and electrical service operates only 5 daily hours. What compels continued residence? The answer proves unbelievable: mosquito absence. Fishermen discovered this island during exhausting expeditions, seeking rest here. They found complete absence of disease-transmitting insects that plague Colombian regions extensively. Remarkably, this single factor became the primary settlement motivation. Freedom Cove, Canada, Robinson Crusoe lifestyle. Freedom Cove describes this remarkable Vancouver area island constructed by 2 artists. 12 floating platforms comprise this settlement, accessible exclusively through swimming or boating. Waterfall proximity provides resident water supply, while electricity and refrigeration absence limits consumption to fresh products obtained from surrounding waters or adjacent forests. Essentially, Robinson Crusoe principles govern their existence. Kandivin, Iran, 140,000-year-old residential architecture. Desire to witness approximately 140,000-year-old housing? Iran welcomes visitors to ancient Kandivin village location. Residents occupy volcanic slope positions with dwellings carved directly into volcanic rock formations. Mountain formation occurred 140,000 years ago through natural geological processes, with post-eruption pyroclastic flows creating surrounding rock formations exceeding 330 feet, 100 meters, in height. Current village population doesn't surpass 600 individuals, who appear remarkably content despite circumstances. Agashima, Japan, volcanic island habitation. What characterizes existence under constant molten lava flow threats? Aogashima's Japanese island residents possess comprehensive knowledge of this reality. For volcanic formations constitute the island's foundation, though dormancy has persisted for several centuries. 18th century eruptions forced complete population evacuation lasting 50 years. Subsequently, human life returned to this location. Helicopter access represents the sole transportation method due to surrounding impassable cliff barriers. Mountain living, dreams versus reality. Mountain residence represents lifelong aspirations for many individuals, yet real-life adaptation proves challenging. Does true paradise exist for valley residents like these homeowners? Clearly, civilization access requires considerable effort. This excludes precipitation concerns, elevated humidity levels, earthquake threats, and most critically, rockslide dangers. Villa Girasole, Italy, pioneering rotating architecture. Near Verona in northern Italy stands Villa Girasole, Sunflower. This represents the inaugural rotating residential structure, constructed in 1935. Large turntable mechanisms enable solar movement tracking throughout daily cycles. While owners avoid vitamin D deficiency and terrible living conditions, ordinary classification remains impossible. Rimini Rotating House, Environmental Energy Efficiency. This homeowner literally experiences view changes every few minutes. Architectural design ensures this 1,600 square foot, 150 square meter creation utilizes minimal energy consumption, providing positive environmental impact. Positioning atop Italian resort town Rimini places it distant from civilization, while wild nature provides virtual surrounding. Just Room Enough Island, Earth's smallest inhabited landmass. This transcends simple floating house concepts. This represents residential construction on the world's smallest inhabited island, Just Room Enough Island. Spatial limitations barely accommodate single tree and house combinations, eliminating backyard possibilities entirely. The owner likely experiences constant anxiety regarding potential missteps off island boundaries. Sherbam, Yemen, desert's architectural marvel. Sherbam presents an extraordinarily unusual and beautiful Yemeni city. Sun-dried brick construction creates towering structures with stunning coloration, earning Chicago of the desert comparisons. Scale appears modest, yet 7,000 residents populate the area. Additionally, significant heat characterizes the climate. Coldest monthly temperatures never decrease below 65.5 degrees Fahrenheit, 18.6 degrees Celsius. Tropical cyclone flooding affected Sherbam in 2008. The Walking House, animated fantasy realized. Howl's Moving Castle, animated film memories. Scope and Gagina Studio architects achieved partial realization of this concept. True magic remains absent. Interior spaces prove quite modest. Constant movement sensations don't suit every individual's preferences. Hexagonal prism configuration walks on substantial metal leg supports. Special operating licenses for such mechanisms raise interesting questions. Floating houses, Vancouver, perpetual motion sickness. Remember excessive bar consumption followed by attempted sleep at home. This approximates these residents' daily experiences. Vancouver hosts these creations, where morning coffee consumption while walking proves impossible without spillage, though permanent sailor status becomes achievable. Majingo Island, aquatic resource conflicts. Majingo Island occupies Lake Victoria, Africa's largest lake, positioned between Kenya and Uganda. Despite external unattractiveness, This island functions as bird refuge while featuring abundant surrounding fish populations. Serious territorial disputes emerge since fish represents crucial food sources under such circumstances. Drought in Shaanxi Province, China. Verdant transformation to arid wasteland. The appearance proves terrifying, correct? 2022 brought severe drought to previously green and beautiful Chinese Shaanxi Province. Dozens of Eurasia's largest river tributaries experienced complete drying. Population confronted drinking water shortages, electrical disruptions, cargo delivery failures, endless wildfire occurrences, and unbearable heat conditions. Local resident emotions during this period defy imagination. Ostrog Monastery, Montenegro, Rocky Cliff Spiritual Sanctuary. Ostrog represents an active Montenegrin monastery. Its distinctive characteristic involves positioning at 2,950 feet, 900 meters, elevation directly within rock formations. Obviously, automotive or public transportation access proves extremely difficult, while pedestrian routes far exceed casual walking experiences. Locations and pathways remain exceptionally narrow and steep. Currently, 12 monks maintain Ostrog residence, clearly demonstrating ascetic lifestyle commitments. Slab City, California, civilization's final frontier. Slab City definitely excludes those accustomed to civilized existence. California desert settlement residents label it the last free place on Earth, supposedly lacking rules or legal frameworks. Former criminals, social outcasts, and excessive hippie enthusiasts find ideal conditions here. Naturally, desert environments lack proper sewage systems, electrical infrastructure, and familiar amenities. Would vacation time here appeal to you? A creative homeless solution in California. One California homeless individual decided to initiate change. Creative approaches enabled authentic cottage construction using available materials. Results produced miniature luxury hill villa versions, though not in luxury formats. According to his statements, decade-plus residence here continues, with no desire to exchange this home for conventional apartment living. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you and see you in the next videos. Take care.